Okay, I guess we are live, Gandharv. Are you ready? Should we go?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, super awesome. Cool. First of all, a warm welcome to everybody who joined us on this LinkedIn live session and who will be watching it later on. We promise you a great session from the ground reality of building a great career in the QA field fueled by AI. So today's topic for Humans of Testing episode 6 is the future of Salesforce testing. AI, obviously, the first word in every conversation today, automation and career growth. We are putting this on Friday, the 3rd July 2026, 9 p.m. IST. So let's go. First and foremost, quick introductions. My name is Robin. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at TestZeus. I have 15 plus years experience in the testing and automation background. I personally started as a QA in my own field, like most of you guys. I rose through the ranks through and through product engineering applied AI and contributed to open source projects like Selenium. I also wrote a book, which is mentioned on the slide, called the Selenium WebDriver for Test Automation. And through that journey, realized that AI is the only way to actually scale testing. So now we are building out TestZeus proudly from India for the world and serving customers in India, US, UK, and France. When we came up with the concept for this webinar, we felt that in these turbulent times of AI and the whole of the QA field changing, how do we help our fellow testers in the community upskill, upgrade, and move forward with the engine of AI? So that is why we got our lovely guest, Gandharv. Gandharv, would you like to quickly introduce yourself to the folks out
Sure.
there?
Sure. Hi, testers, or I must say, hi, humans. First of all, thank you so much, Team TestZeus, for having me. It really means a lot. So, a bit about me and my journey. So, I am Gandharv. Uh, you can say that I'm trying to solve a very simple problem that is a quality engineering problem in the space of CRM. And like in India, engineering means development, and but you know that if we are a tester, if we are not solving any problem, we are just here for census only. And I'm changing that definition. And it's been 5 years in this beautiful ecosystem, using multiple mechanism in order to solve a problem, like podcast, newsletter, and many more. And other than that, I'm also exploring AI. That's it. That's a bit about me, and looking forward for your tough questions.
Thank you, Gandharv. Also, for folks who would not be aware, Gandharv is proudly named as the Salesforce testing guy. So, if you have questions around Salesforce testing, he's your guy. So, that being said, we'll try to keep this session more like a conversation, more like how two people would catch up on a coffee. That is the two of us, me and Gandharv. We will discuss a few questions. And then there is a third participant in this conversation, which is you who is listening or watching this, the audience. So, whenever we project a question on the screen, while me and Gandharv are trying to answer it from our perspective, your role is to think of that question in your head and try to answer it in your head. Okay, that will bring the real meaning to those answers. Okay, so let's go. As I said, the topic is future of Salesforce testing, AI automation, and career growth. Question one for Gandharv and the audience. So Salesforce delivers three major releases every year, right? So do you think, Gandharv, that organizations are truly testing effectively, or are they just accepting more risk to achieve releases?
Okay, so I have a very different perception in terms of releases, because it is a boom as well as curse for all those individuals who don't have any idea about releases. Because
Okay.
as a tester, we are very limited towards, we have to deliver on time. And say, for example, new releases is coming on Friday night,
Yeah.
and Saturday you have to sit and you have to perform the deployment. But then you go to know, just because of the UI changes that your developer has, built, all has been washed.
Yeah.
Then at that point in time, we as a Salesforce tester don't have any awareness about what is the importance of these releases. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, in terms of the strategy part, as a
Yeah.
tester, if you are comfortable enough about all those releases,
Mhm.
that will be actually a blessing for you. I'm telling you one
Mm.
recent experience in one of our project where we have to deliver one sales cloud project. At that point
Okay.
in time, we are good, very good with the deployment. UAT pass, SIT pass, pre-production pass, staging pass, production blast. Why
Okay.
so? Just because of this shadow DOM part. Because
Mm.
every new release will come up with shadow DOM. We have to
Yeah.
rewrite. And the thing is, at that point in time, we can't say that Salesforce is actually a problem for us. At that point in
Correct.
time, open source framework that we have actually used in our project, it is actually creating a problem because we
Yeah.
have to rewrite, our framework in order to cover all those scenarios. So it is
Correct.
totally depending upon your test strategy as well. If your
Mm.
project is, say, for example, 5 months, 10 minutes duration, and you know that your previous build was stable, then you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about releases. But in terms of the migration project, for example, if you have any already Oracle based solution that is already defined for your project, and now you
Mm-hmm.
are migrating to the Salesforce one, at that point in time, field mapping issues, for example,
Mm-hmm.
new fields has been introduced and old fields has been removed. There is
Mm-hmm.
no, and there is a kind of an ambiguity at that point in time.
Correct.
So it is totally depending upon your project approach as well, your test
Mm-hmm.
strategy as well. Like, are you comfortable with all those releases or not? To be very
Correct.
honest, I am very comfortable. Why so? Because I am updated with my release notes. I am exploring
Correct.
release notes on daily basis by
Yeah.
visiting salesforce.com itself. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that, one major thing in terms of releasing, simplifying, or you can say that accepting the risk, we as a tester, our main agenda is to identifying the risk. And believe
Mm-hmm.
me, three major releases identifying new features and all features gone is also a part of your risk part as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take care from the perception of that part in terms of project complexity, in terms of team size even. Are you actually
Mm-hmm.
doing POC on all those releases or not? During the
Mm-hmm.
scrum call, are you actually mentioning all those pointers or not? So this is my personal way of seeing this particular three major releases every year is a blessing for me as a Salesforce QA.
Yeah, I think that is very interesting, Gandharv. While also, like, so there is a hidden question in this question
Yes,
that while Salesforce does three major releases, there are minor releases throughout the
correct,
year, right? So you literally have to be on your toes to keep up with the speed at which Salesforce is moving, and which is a great thing. So you can either be an expert, actually go and tell your engineering team that, hey guys, do you know about this new feature? Or you can be the laggard and say, oh, I didn't know about it, and that's why my regression failed.
correct.
Yeah. But let's make it fun. Gandhar, can you find the bug on the slide?
Yes, there is a spelling mistake of achieve.
Exactly. Thank you. So yeah,
That's
this
why
was
that's why testing is needed.
exactly. So we planted that so that
Correct,
us and the audience stays awake through the presentation. So
correct.
let's go to the next question. See now, building out test use and talking to the community, you would have also heard this numerous times that see AI can now generate test cases
Mhm.
and automation scripts and defect summaries. So the big question, which people ask me, and even some days I ask my team, is that what is the unique value which human Salesforce testers continue to provide today and in the future?
Okay, I think I got to know about these type of you can say that trending questions in every conference when speaker is presenting AI will replace testers.
Exactly, that's the question. Yeah.
Correct. But the thing is, we know that AI is actually generating test cases. AI
Hmm.
is also generating automation scripts as well, and also
Correct.
summarizing the defect. We know that. But the
Yeah.
thing is, whenever we are using any type of Gen AI tool, say for example ChatGPT, if you
Correct.
are in anything in the ChatGPT and try to click enter, at that point in time
Yeah.
in the bottom, one disclaimer is written: ChatGPT can make mistakes
Correct.
because when accepting the terms and condition, we just directly click on the checkbox. We
Hmm.
don't
Correct.
even know that what is actually happening behind the scene. And in
Correct.
order to check what is actually happening in behind the scene, at that point in time, you need a person who is actually emotionally strong in terms of testing. For
Hmm.
example, in the medical based projects or healthcare based projects or health cloud, you have to think very critically about the devices,
Hmm.
about the sensor based part, wearable part. At that point in time, if you can feed all the information in AI or in ChatGPT, it will
Yeah.
never gonna help you. Because every time, for example, if you are inputting like, please suggest me a script for this,
Yeah.
I have never ever mentioned I need a script for the past event happening, present event is happening, or in future the event is going to be happen.
Mm-hmm.
The context is still missing, because if we are
Mm.
giving garbage in, we will automatically receiving garbage out that we have already studied from class 12th to BTech, BC, MCA. This is a very
Mm.
basic problem that as a human we have identified. But the thing is, in terms of unique value, as per my
Mm-hmm.
experience, the kind of a business context that you will give to the AI will actually
Mm-hmm.
gonna help you to improve your productivity first.
Mm-hmm.
And one more point, maybe it's a controversial statement, but the thing is, we as a QA, it's our duty.
Mm.
We are still using AI in order to write an email that an human has already written without using AI. So we have to think out of the box. It is actually generating scripts, no doubt. But the thing is, in recently one of my Jira ticket, one of my tester has reported a bug.
Mm-hmm.
What they had, what he has actually done, he just copy paste the bug and go to the chat GPT and give instruction, create a bug report for me. And you
Mm-hmm.
know that we are engineers and we are very keen observer as a tester. This is one of our quality feature, you can say feature as well. When we saw hyphen, double hyphen, we literally said that this is a chat GPT one.
Mm. Yeah.
One of the healthcare project, our client has directly reached out to tester that why are you using AI in order to create a bug report?
Mm.
That is
Okay.
actually, you can say that, a governance problem. It is
Mm.
totally unethical in nature. So that is where human Salesforce tester can add value. Once they feel emotional about their project, once they
Mm-hmm.
even feel emotional about the project delivery within a duration. If you really
Okay.
want to use the approach of build and fix methodology, use AI. But
Mm.
if you are a part of 21st century and if you have to use AI very ethically, so be a context provider, but with a business understanding. So this
Okay.
is my observation. Like I'm using heavily AI, so this is my perception.
Got it, Gandharv. I think so. Just to summarize, you highlighted that humans can hold larger context in their brains
Correct.
and be
Correct.
emotional about the delivery. That is
Hmm.
how, you know, they will really provide unique value, right? But since you said in the beginning, bring all the tough questions, so I'll make it tough now, right? See, thanks to AI, you can actually not only feed much more context than a human can hold, right?
Correct.
But then at the same time, even if there's a bug, right, and you file a
Hmm.
bug using AI, you can just fix it fast using AI again. So you have
Correct.
coding agents and Codex and Claude and whatever, right?
Hmm.
So since you can fix so fast, can that human value be reduced? Or no,
Uh,
it will actually increase.
it will actually increase, but it is totally depending upon the experience of an engineer as well at that point in time. Because we
Hmm.
as a tester only limited in terms of the Salesforce ecosystem. If I'm talking about, we are happy with UI part. We don't even
Hmm.
know how SOCAL work.
Yeah,
This is a real challenge. Here, human are actually adding value.
correct. I think what you said is very meaningful that with with AI building and then AI testing, we lose the context and we lose the connection with the real business problem.
Correct.
And that is where that human will add more unique value.
Hmm.
Because just like the tester might not know what is soccer, the developer who is building using AI also might not know what is soccer,
Correct. This is a
right?
real
And then,
gap.
yeah, that is the real gap. Okay, very interesting, Gandharv. I think we have a question in the chat. We can see that and then we can quickly try to answer it together.
Sure.
Okay, so Sanket is asking, AI definitely can write test cases in automation, but I believe how efficient AI will suggest also depends on the prompt and human effort is required there. Better the prompt is, better the response will be. What do you feel, Gandharv?
Uh, I think it depends on, do you have any fundamental knowledge of prompt engineering or not?
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
writing prompt is itself a very easy thing. Write about me, ChatGPT will give me. But if I'm giving off in terms of a funnel based example, like this is me, you have to
Yeah.
describe me, I have to present in such a way.
Correct.
At that point in
Okay.
time, again context, again domain, again filtration, again criteria. So these are
Hmm.
the three things that actually makes you a good prompt engineer as well. Because writing prompt is very easy. If you can just
Correct.
input space as an input, it will give you something
Some
like
answer.
some answer.
Yeah.
But you are not looking for some answer. You are looking for an accurate answer. And in the
Hmm.
space of AI, accuracy is itself a big challenge right now.
Yeah. I think I would resonate with that. And just to make it more realistic from my side, interestingly, when I use some of these tools, and if I'm working on a really large problem, I will write some very bad prompt and then ask Claude to first fix my prompt. And then I will use that to actually solve that problem. Because it is very tough for humans to articulate their thoughts in words. That is why poetry is an art, essay writing is an art,
Exactly,
because these machines can't read your brain. Yeah.
and it is only that you have clearly mentioned it is an art. Believe me, testing is itself an art because it is only come from practice and practice.
Oh,
So
100%.
that's
100%. I would totally agree, Gandharv. I think a lot of people don't realize that testing is not a profession, it's actually an art.
correct.
So,
Correct.
slightly more complicated. But okay, let's move forward. So, agentic testing is gaining significant attention. Everywhere on my feed, at least, Gandharv, I see agentic testing pop up somewhere. How is
What-
agentic testing different from traditional automation, and what impact will it have on the Salesforce testing teams?
From my personal experience, worked with so many different clouds, it depends on client budget. The thing it is a dark reality and that we have to accept. The thing
Okay.
is, if my manager is only responsible like do this open source create your framework in open source one, I will talk to client and let's see how things will work. But the
Yeah.
thing is, efficiency or effectiveness of any project will only come
Yeah.
when you will use the trending methods like what is actually happening
Correct.
in the market.
Correct.
Traditional is itself, I can't say like traditional will not going to be used in the future. I don't think so. A
Yeah.
balanced approach should be there. For example, if I am
Hmm.
working with two different projects, one where client is having a very limited budget, I can't even convince him to buy a tool. At
Hmm.
that point in
Correct.
time, I myself are restrict. Other than that, if I am working with one of the client who is also a very good technical guy and who loves to do POC, at that point in time, I can easily convey him please, I need to do POC. Please help me. This tool is better for our solution building or not. Because the thing
Correct.
is, we are directly talking about agentic testing versus traditional. But the thing is, are we actually identifying the problem that is actually defined in order to solve via agentic or via traditional? This is still
Yeah.
a
Correct.
the thing is,
Yeah.
one more example that I have identified during my content creation journey as well. Like tools are available over the market. Even I'm using your tool. I'm a part of your
Correct.
TestZeus University as well. I have
Correct.
done your course of Agentic AI as well. So I know that
Okay.
you have mentioned each and everything very clearly. But the thing is, in order to go there, if my traditional automation base was not there, it does not make any sense for me to, you know,
Correct.
to become an Agentic AI as well. Agentic is right now, you can say that a golden word of 21st century for our engineers.
Yeah.
It is a golden word. And
Yeah.
this is a keyword that every job description right now is having.
Oh,
And
okay. I didn't
this
realize
is
that. Okay.
this is one of the fact. Other than that, we are talking about agentic testing. But do we know how agents are actually working? Do we know LLMs? Do we know
Yeah.
tokenization as a process? Still a question. Because my
Correct.
company is telling me, do automation, do perform testing by agent. But what is actually agent? We
Yeah.
don't have any
Correct.
idea about. Because the thing is,
Yeah.
every agent is responsible for doing certain things. But if our basics are not clear, we can't
Hmm.
even say like agentic testing is the future. I personally believe this is a present situation of Salesforce ecosystem
Hmm.
because
People
agent
have
force,
not captured
yeah.
the basics, but they're jumping ahead. Is that where you're getting to?
100%, 100%. Why so? Because the thing is, if I am assigning my task to any of my mentee at that point in time, he will directly call me. This is an easy task. I will use ChatGPT to write my automation framework.
Hmm. Okay.
That is
Very
why I'm
interesting.
so everyone is talking. Everyone wants to go to the 1 to 10, but skipping 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It reminds me of that meme that, from the first stair to the
Correct,
10th stair, somebody's
correct,
extending. Yeah.
correct. So your automation traditional approach will never gonna change. There are so many
Okay.
companies like big MNCs or Fortune 500. Still, many of their projects are in Java, and they're still
Yeah.
using Selenium, open source for
Correct.
control. So we can't say like this is directly a future or this will overlap the traditional method. No, this a
Yeah.
balanced approach should be there, which I personally believe from my experience.
Correct. I think very interesting that you mentioned that people don't know the basics, but they are just jumping ahead in leaps and bounds. And then somewhere in the middle, you also mentioned like agents and agent force done there. Have you seen
Yes,
that on agent force as well? That people are maybe just running towards that golden keyword without getting to the
exactly.
basics.
Even the thing is, we know that as us being a part of Salesforce ecosystem, Trailhead is a blessing for us.
Correct. Hmm.
And number of badges will never gonna define your worth. But the
Correct.
thing is, like Agent Force, Legend, Agent Force Innovator, there are so many things. But people
Correct.
or from our QA community itself, because I'm very much in active in this community, I got to know like people are doing 50 marks, 50 marks, 50 marks, Legend. So what is
Yeah.
actually happening at that point in time? You are in the right direction, but the process of in the right direction is in the wrong way.
Yeah, I have seen. Um, I have actually seen that people will just put 20x certified and agent there's a legend status and all, and I'm not questioning their capability, but maybe it helps for the optics on LinkedIn, which is a good thing, which is definitely required. But the real knowledge could be missing, which is actually required.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. We'll pause for a minute over here. If the audience has any questions, maybe we can flash them on the screen or we can get the slides back. So we'll not try to make it like a monologue, but if you have any questions, we can go there. Or not. We can just continue in the interest of time with the next one. Okay.
Sure.
So the next one, Gandharv, in that case is if AI agents can independently create, execute, and maintain tests, what do you think will be the role of a Salesforce quality engineer 5 years from now?
Okay. So this is a kind of a scenario where if you are having an experience of 3 to 5 years and you have worked
Yeah.
with multiple projects and now you are handling a team as well, and in the DSM you are conveying your team. This is a user story. You have to close this today.
Okay.
This is a scenario where everyone is directly jumping into the agents.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
one is actually talking about basics
Mm-hmm.
because automation is only applicable if there is an ROI.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
If there is no ROI, why are we actually going directly to the agents? Because
Mm.
agentic is a second step, according to my perception. Because I am a
Mm-hmm.
first functional tester, then an automation engineer, then my goal is to become an SDET. And agentic era or agentic knowledge is one of my skill in my resume. This is a whole
Mm.
picture that I believe. But the thing is, AI is actually doing everything. We
Mm-hmm.
have to agree. We can't deny this particular factor that AI is actually doing each and everything, and somewhere it is actually doing accurately as well. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, our business problem is actually handling all the situations or not. Our
Yeah.
business is actually allowing to use agents in order to make sure that the results are accurate or not. This is one of
Mm-hmm.
that situation that industry is actually struggling. One more
Mm.
thing, recently one of very viral Instagram reel that is actually trending, like one of the company has actually used Claude for the
Mm-hmm.
agent part testing and all. At that point in time, they were actually forget to make the limit, and at that point
Mm.
in time, they got millions of dollar bill. The thing is,
Correct.
right direction, process is wrong again.
Mm.
At that point in time, two factors: are you maintaining your test suite or are you actually just executing your test suite? Both are two
Correct.
different things. Because in terms of, like you have clearly mentioned, what will be the role of a Salesforce quality engineer 5 years from now? Believe me, AI agent is written if in your resume. It is not a common thing as of now, but after 5 years, every resume, if you will see, AI agent will be the keyword, and
Correct.
ATS
Mm-hmm.
will also take care of this particular word as well.
Okay.
We have to accept
Yeah.
this reality.
Correct. So 100% Gandharv. I think, okay, also for folks who do not understand ATS, it is an application tracking system. So when you apply to, let's say, a job portal or through a LinkedIn, it is connected to that company's ATS system and it will
Hmm.
search for some keywords like Java, Selenium, agents, maybe
Right.
today, and then filter it out for the manager to review so that they can control the volume. But I think
Correct.
what Gandharv said is very true that today maybe not everybody mentions AIs and LLMs and agents. In 5 years, everybody will, and then the ATS system will also specifically look for those terms. So it is really
Correct.
important that we have to upgrade and upskill ourselves. Okay, interesting. So that brings me to the fifth question, which is out of the 10, the middle mark. With products like Agentforce and Data Cloud, Gandharv becoming mainstream,
Hmm.
do traditional testing approaches still work, or do we need some entirely new testing strategy?
Okay. So first of all, this is again a second level for a Salesforce QA engineer right now. Our
Okay.
first layer is Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, basic of Experience Cloud testing. That's it. Day log off. Friday, enjoy weekend. This is a current scenario in the market.
Okay.
Agentforce and Data Cloud are actually a blessing for a tester right now, even to create a niche in this space as a tester.
Oh, okay. So
Because
you see this as an opportunity.
it's an opportunity. The thing is, right now Agentforce projects are actually heavily in the market,
Okay.
but from the perception of development only.
Oh, okay.
But like I have built a community of 28,000 as of now, and believe me, I am also looking for a guest like who can actually teach me data cloud testing.
Oh, okay.
This is a dark reality. But
Okay.
I have worked on data cloud, so I got to know here test strategy is totally unique in nature. Gone are
Correct.
those days where you have to use the word steps to reproduce. This is the way. Agent for testing center for agent force.
Yeah.
But here unit testing, user acceptance testing totally behave differently.
Correct.
Totally behave differently. Other than that, in terms of data cloud, your test data plays a very vital role. I'm not saying
Hmm.
your test data is different from your sales service or marketing one, but here is it is itself a totally a unique domain which actually requires your prompt or the way you are actually strategize your testing. Here,
Correct.
one more thing I actually want to address. As of now, I have worked with the 2 to 3 data cloud projects, but their duration is not so much long as sales service or marketing. So this
Okay.
is a
Hmm.
real challenge. I can't use the word as of now, as per my experience, a strategy. Here you need a test planning as of now. It is in a test planning
Hmm.
phase, not in a test strategy, because test strategy requires a 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 years project timeline where
Yeah.
things are stable. But as of now, in order to stable agent force or data cloud, or even headless 360, it's a new
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Agent force
Correct.
co-work, it's a new opportunity. First do a POC and then apply your testing techniques. Your basic will remain same, so you don't have to be worried about your basic. So this is my personal call and observation as per my experience of working with agent force and data cloud.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, Gandhar. What you mentioned towards the end that see all of these tools are available in the dev sandboxes and all, and there are
Correct.
trailheads to go after them. Uh, we would highly recommend people to go do some of them so that they get at least the basics in the right order. Because without
Hmm.
that foundation, it will be really difficult to do advanced level testing if you don't have the basics covered well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we'll move on to the next question then. Low code and no code automation platforms promise faster delivery.
Okay.
Do you see them replacing traditional coded automation frameworks in Salesforce projects anytime soon?
I think having and working with both open source as well as no code, two things are totally different here. It is
Okay.
totally depending upon your mindset and approach of writing test cases.
Okay.
I personally believe, for example, a complex ecosystem of Salesforce, like where every year new release or thrice a release in every year, minor updates, major update that you have mentioned in our first session as well. At that point
Mhm.
in time, no code and low code automation is a blessing
Okay.
because you don't have to be redesign or rewrite your automation framework, but
Mhm.
it requires a cost
Correct.
because you have to depend upon your management, and
Mhm.
management has to depending upon the company budget. Again,
Correct.
here your monetary factor plays a very vital role. If your
Mm.
company's cash flow is solid, I personally believe go for no code, low code automation platforms. It will be a game changer. Why so?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is not at all just limited for a tester only. Your BA, your product owner can easily perform testing with a small
Mm.
1.5 hours of training that generally
Correct.
tools or customer success engineers of different tools are actually providing within their package.
Correct.
But the thing
Correct.
is, in terms of automation frameworks, where you are not using, where for example, where you have already Apex based solution in your Salesforce and still LWC LWR is missing, you
Correct.
can't entertain low code no code at that point in time, because every time during the click of a new button, a new component will definitely gonna break. A new toast
Correct.
message with wrong with grammatical mistake will be present. Other than
Mm.
that, one more thing, no one will actually gonna give you faster delivery until unless if your processes are not defined. I
Correct.
This is the thing. Other than that, three factors that I have personally observed in my experience: cost, quality, and speed.
Mm.
If any of these two criteria meets all
Mm.
these three factors, if you are investing your time or if you are
Mm.
investing your money in no code, low code, it will be actually a game changer. Rest, if you don't have these things as of now in your
Mm.
priority list or in your KPIs, don't go over there, because it
Mm.
will actually not gonna help you. I saw so
Correct.
many users who are actually active on LinkedIn and looking for a tool specific name and tried like I'm looking to connect with a person for a POC. And they are doing
Mm.
POC for 15 days having an account. That's it. There is no status
Okay.
report. There is no status
Yeah.
report. So it totally depending upon the situation, and cost is one of the factor that you have to take care of. And the second thing is complexity of the project.
Yeah. So I
If
think
you
just to summarize that, Gandharv, I think one is you mentioned that it depends on the user. Are you super
correct.
technical, non-technical? What's your mindset, right?
Hmm.
And where you want to grow, right?
Hmm.
Second is cost. Obviously, I think that's you mentioned earlier as well, like the cost in the budget, right? I will just like highlight one undertone that when people think about cost, it is not always in terms of dollars. There is
Correct.
also an opportunity cost or a time cost associated to it. Like if you want to
Hmm.
release, let's say, a Black Friday campaign, but you pass the November deadline and you know launch it in December, then there is no point of launching a Black Friday campaign in December.
Correct.
So time is the other one, and then quality is people keep it at the last. But
Hmm.
I think that is why people prefer good quality products over bad quality products. Like you can do
Correct.
delivery, but if it is of bad quality, it actually wouldn't add up for all the hard work and time and dollar investment you've done,
Correct.
right? Okay, brilliant. So then we'll move on to the next question in that case. So, should aspiring Salesforce testers continue investing heavily in coding skills, or will
Mhm.
low code, no code, and AI tools be sufficient for long term career growth?
Simple and straightforward one liner as per my experience, balancing approach would be there. The thing
Okay.
is, as an engineer, the definition of an engineer or an agenda of an engineer are same. We
Mm-hmm.
have to solve a problem, we
Sure.
have to find a solution. Coding is also one of the mechanism, no code low code is also one of the solution. It depends where you have to use. At an initial
Correct.
level of a career, if you are just passed out from a college, at that point in time, you can't say no code, low code is the future. AI tools. I know I am having an account of Perplexity, Cloud, ChatGPT. I know AI. No, you
Mm.
just having an account over there. You are not even using the premium subscription for benefits. So
Mm.
this is a very limited knowledge that right now trending in the market, that I am heavily using AI.
Mm.
Nothing called in this world heavily. Are we actually using from the perception of a Salesforce tester in order to identifying the solution or optimize
Mm-hmm.
solution that will actually going to help with the help of coding? There is no doubt about it, but
Mm-hmm.
a basic foundation should be there. You must have a knowledge
Mm.
of oops. Oops will never gonna disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Start from oops. And in terms of no code low code, identify the difference between what is the difference between low code and no code as well.
Mm. Correct.
This
100%.
is also one of the problem, like people are telling like I'm heavily also using low code no code tool. Low code is a
Mm.
different thing, low code is a different thing. Two things are we are mixing. I
Correct.
personally believe for long term career growth, if your problem solving and communication are very proper, no one can beat you no code, low code, or coding is just an X factor for you that will
Yeah.
actually gonna make you from ordinary to extraordinary. That's it.
I think very important point, Gandharv. And I think how you mentioned that if we don't have the basics and you use the low code, no code AI solution, even with ChatGPT, people would have realized that it can bluff with you. It can just tell you lies. So
Yes,
if you don't know the basics, the concepts well enough, you will just keep on going in loops and keep on burning tokens.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. In that case, okay, as organizations increasingly adopt AI in testing, how do we ensure trust, governance, and quality in AI-generated test artifacts?
Okay. Recently, one of the example with Apple. Apple has simply
Yeah.
banned AI tools.
Okay. Why is
Simply
that?
banned.
Yeah.
Reason is internal information, internal
Mhm.
communication, confidentiality. In terms of
Mhm.
gaining the trust, right now companies are actually developing their own communication tools with the help of AI. They are
Mhm.
actually heavily investing over there. In terms of AI generated test certificate that you have mentioned, right now a person who don't have any idea about AI, but with the help of one certificate, he or she can easily identify this is an AI generated. Again,
Mhm.
AI generated is actually trending in the market. Same way, like
Mhm.
I have mentioned in one of my example as well, like my mentee in my organization has simply designed one bug report with the help of AI
Mhm.
without the consent for my client. My client has directly, reported to him like, why are the hell are you using AI without my permission and sending our confidential information to Chat GPT?
Mhm. Okay.
This is actually a very wrong way of doing things. The thing is, in terms of governance, we are not still using AI ethically.
Mhm.
The thing is, I
Okay.
got to know about this from you as well in one of the conference in September 2025, where you have mentioned this governance part as per your experience as well. Like, using AI is not a big deal.
Mhm.
Using AI appropriately is a big deal.
Correct. No, 100% Gandharv. Like it's like, uh, you know, it's like using it responsibly is the
Correct.
main thing, which is actually not very prevalent and people don't realize. They just like, oh, let me ask this question to ChatGPT without realizing where the data is going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is my personal call in terms of trust, governance, and quality. I don't trust, to be very honest.
Yeah, no, I think to be very candid, Gandharv, I think we should not trust AI. To your earlier point, even ChatGPT says that, it is an AI, it can hallucinate.
Yes,
So just like how we question humans, we should always question AI and agents because it can
correct.
also just make up facts.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's move on to the next question in that case, question number 9.
Okay.
So if you're advising a manual Salesforce tester today, what three skills would you recommend they learn first to remain relevant in the next 5 years? What are the top three skills?
Okay. First, for don't use word manual because it is again a
Yeah,
controversial topic in our ecosystem. But yes, from the perception of an recruiter, he or she has to use the manual word. We can't deny that.
yeah.
Three skills, according to me: explore AI instead of learning
Mhm.
AI first.
Okay. What does
Focus
that
on
mean? Is
okay.
it like don't read about the bicycle, like ride the
Ex-
bicycle?
Exactly.
Okay.
The thing is, we are using AI to write an email.
Hmm.
AI will write an email for me. And by the way,
Okay.
my GPT call me Gaurav, not Gandharv. So you can say that. He's
Hmm.
also ChatGPT can also doing different type of mistakes. Why so? Because the kind of a data am I actually feeding. So the
Hmm.
thing is, at an initial level, I don't have any idea about how to use ChatGPT.
Hmm.
We
Got
take
it.
that. So the thing is, three skills. First is explore AI and identify the use cases and practice it.
Okay.
How you can practice it? There are multiple ways. Give him a project that I am a
Hmm.
tester. My experience is this. I have identified these type of scenarios. Now, please help me to identify the worst case scenario so that in the production, no user can use this scenario. If any user is trying to use this scenario, at that point in time, my product will not gonna break. A
Hmm.
real scenario.
Okay.
Second thing is learn automation, but in the right direction. Right
Okay.
now, but it's actually trending in the market. Selenium with Java, Playwright with TypeScript. That's great,
Mm-hmm.
very trending. But the thing is, again, framework part is still
Mm-hmm.
missing. We are directly trying to install the Playwright in our laptop or PC, and then we'll try to use it. Believe
Mm-hmm.
me, we don't even know what is the meaning of environmental variables because we are just
Mm.
checking and then we are proceeding further. This is a very
Got it.
basic mistake that we have to avoid as a Gen Z or as a millennium. This is my because right now everyone is looking for a good CTC, but without basics. This is a harsh
Yeah.
reality that we have to accept.
Correct.
Third, third is if you are in the ecosystem of Salesforce, dominate it. You
Correct.
must
Mm-hmm.
have every idea about it, like what is actually happening inside the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
If there is no release in this month, you must have an idea about each and every pointer.
Mm.
This is the
Okay.
new update. This is the recent change. Last, that is related to the third skills in terms of Salesforce as well. Deep knowledge about the backend of Salesforce instead of having an upper knowledge of just front end.
Mm. Correct.
And test from the perception of the users, not from the admin. Because for
Mm.
an admin, it is working on my machine. It is not working on your machine. So this
Correct.
is a real thing. These are the three skills. First is explore AI,
Mm-hmm.
learn automation, and go deep dive into the ecosystem on which you are. So this is my
Correct.
personal opinion.
No, I think I would totally agree, Gandharv. I think all three of them are very strong perspectives. Just one another skill that I would recommend people is just to be more critical. The word quality engineering came from the word like critique, and the whole point is that now that you are testing AI systems, you should be slightly be more critical because they could bluff more than a human would. But
Correct.
I would just add that fourth one. So maybe we should go to the 10th question, which is the last one.
Okay.
So let's say looking ahead to 2030, what do you believe the future Salesforce testing professional will look like, and what advice would you give to audience to stay ahead of the curve? That is why they joined this webinar to know how to stay
Okay.
ahead.
Sure. 2030 means after 4 years,
Hmm.
if we can say.
Sure.
You have mentioned one very great word, critique or critical thinking.
Hmm.
A person, a tester who know how to think critical will never ever gonna replace by AI.
Okay.
This is the thing that you have to do. In terms of the future, I have two things that I need to discuss. Right now, companies are looking for Salesforce QA engineers.
Hmm.
In 2030, companies will actually gonna look for Salesforce product-based domain knowledge engineer, Salesforce
Hmm.
CPQ engineers, say Agentforce tester. So niche will, explore at that point in time. Other
Hmm.
than that, as of now, if you are just limited yourself as a Salesforce tester, I don't think
Hmm.
so that it is actually a right direction for you. Because 2020 in 2026, there are
Hmm.
limited testers who are actually performing testing on Data Cloud and Agentforce that you have mentioned. But in
Hmm.
2030, that will be common.
Hmm.
Your
Correct.
JD will actually gonna change. Right now, in every JD, if there is one few tools are already mentioned, we are looking for a professional who is having experience of designing framework. These are the tools. That's it.
Correct.
Within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 100 plus, 1,000 plus applicants will be there with the same skill.
Yeah. Correct.
But 2030 is not about having the same skills. 2030
Hmm.
is all about how Salesforce is actually innovating. At that
Hmm.
point in time, are you happy with or are you in the right direction or with the same speed as a testing knowledge for those products or not? This is the thing. As of
Hmm.
now, Sales
Got
Cloud Engineer, Service Cloud Engineer, Marketing Cloud Engineer are available over the market. But
it. Hmm.
Salesforce as that is still a missing thing.
Hmm.
So Jack of
Correct.
all trades, master of one is also one of the thing that will actually gonna happen in 2030, as per my experience,
Hmm.
because I'm seeing from last 2023 to 2026 journey from my professional experience as well.
Hmm.
Other than
Correct.
that, you have mentioned like what advice. I think my suggestion is very simple. If you are exploring any role, that's great, But if you don't have any real insight or practical insight about that role, don't apply. Otherwise, you
Okay.
are just wasting your energy. I'm telling
Hmm.
you from my experience because I have done few mistakes in my past. This is a job description. I have simply, applied over that. But at that point
Correct.
in time, things are messy. So advice
Hmm.
is very simple. Be a tester first or be a developer first, but having an engineer mindset first. That will be
Hmm.
the only suggestion that even that you have always given me whenever we will meet. Like, be an engineer first, tester or developer is just a role. So this is
Correct.
my personal observation as per my experience and perception.
Correct. No, I think 100% agreed, Gandharv. Also, like I think what you mentioned is what even we are seeing. That see now the development or testing or some of these
Hmm.
tasks can be offloaded to the AI or the agents. But we are really seeing this comeback of the domain experts. Like when I
Exactly.
started my career as a QA, I think 2009 or something, my manager told me that Robin, you will become a tester, but you should also learn about the business domain. So we were in banking domain and we had to study banking as a topic
Correct.
because that time is coming back that you should know the domain very nicely. Salesforce, banking, healthcare, pick one, become an expert
Hmm.
because then you can offload the task to AI and make the agent do work on your behalf, or else it will not be your slave. You will be its slave if you don't understand the domain.
Correct. You have to be the master. That's it.
Exactly. So you need to be the master.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So those are the 10 questions that we had, folks. Maybe we can jump to the last slide. We bring in good fortune and goodies in the term of learning. So basically, you can just sign up on TestZeus University. There's a small QR code on the screen. We have free courses to help you become an agentic QA. To Gandhav's point, I think staying ahead of the curve is all about learning, becoming
Correct.
experts, and understanding the fundamentals. That is exactly what we've covered on this platform, all free, all for the community. We'll spend 2 to 3 minutes over here for people to scan. We can also take up any questions if there are, or if Gandharv has any closing notes, we can listen to them and then we can close out today's session. Gandharv, any closing notes or thoughts?
Uh, Only one thing that you are building a wonderful tool because I'm one of the your user as well. When you have
Okay.
started your journey, uh, explore it, and other than that, as a tester, invest your time in POCs.
Yeah.
Don't depend on developer. And one more thing, you are a tester, that's great, but try to become a debugger as well. You are not a debugger.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Shivam also is asking on the chat that with Salesforce moving faster into AI and Agentforce, do you think traditional test automation is enough? Or do teams need like a new testing strategy, Gandharv? Any
Okay.
quick words or last answers to that?
Okay. We know that Salesforce is moving fast, we have to accept it. But the thing is, are we ready at that speed or not? Still a biggest question. The thing is, traditional automation strategy will work, but at a certain level. But the kind of innovation that Salesforce is actually doing is requires a lot of critical thinking and logical analysis part. And as a tester,
Correct.
if your mindset is very clear in order to identify the risk and in order to identify the impact analysis, believe
Mhm.
me, your test strategy or a new test strategy will definitely gonna work for every new project in terms of whether a duration of a project is small or big. So it
Hmm.
depends on the complexity of your project. So this is my personal observation.
Got it, Gandharv. I think very good observations. Also, will we see you in Jaipur at the Bharat Dreaming event?
Sure, sure. Thank you.
100%, folks. So, for the audience, TestZeus is putting up a booth. We are sponsoring the event. We are proud to contribute back to the community in any positive ways we can. But then, not only can you meet us, you can meet the real superstars of community like Gandharv over there. So, do join us in Jaipur in person. This LinkedIn Live webinar is just a glimpse of the conversations which will happen in Jaipur. So, a big shout out to the Bharat Dreaming events team and do join us in person in Jaipur next week. Thank you so much, folks. Have a nice evening and a nice day. Let's close it out and let's get on to our journeys in life. Thank you so much, Kandar.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.